She thought she was simply watching the evening sky fade into darkness. Then the colors began to move. Greens, oranges, purples, dancing across the horizon where they shouldn't have been. In the Bay Area, where the night sky is more familiar to city lights than celestial shows, something extraordinary happened. And it didn't stop there. This is Yellow Tape Stories. Tonight, we follow the light. The night the northern lights crossed invisible borders and turned the skies over America into something no one expected. It started when a massive burst of solar material, a coronal mass ejection, left the sun and hurtled toward Earth at unimaginable speed. Our planet's magnetic shield braced for impact. When it arrived, the skies lit up. The display was rated G for severe on the geomagnetic storm scale. Auroras like this are almost never visible this far south. Just after 7 p.m. Tuesday night, the first signs appeared. High-elevation vantage points in far northeastern Modoc County reported vivid orange, glows atop Likely Mountain. Meanwhile, in Napa, Contra Costa, and Alameda counties, skywatchers looked upward in disbelief as shimmering arcs stretched across the horizon. In San Francisco, fog creeping in from the bay obscured the view, a reminder that even nature's grandest shows can be hidden by a layer of mist. What was really happening above our heads? Charged particles from the sun had slammed into Earth's magnetic field, funneling toward the poles and exciting atoms high in our atmosphere. Oxygen atoms glowed green and red, nitrogen purple and blue. That chemical ballet created what we know as the Aurora Borealis, the northern lights. But for it to reach California, it required a perfect storm, literally, a direct, Earth-facing solar flare, a massive coronal mass ejection, and a weakened magnetic shield. This combination expanded the auroral oval, the ring of light near the poles, deep into lower latitudes. For one night, America's sky was alive. Then the story widened. The sun had unleashed a powerful barrage, a G4 level geomagnetic storm, one of the most intense categories possible. According to NOAA and multiple observatories, 21 U.S. states were placed on high alert for potential aurora sightings. The prime window? Between 10 p.m. and 1 a.m. Eastern Time, when the storm's magnetic energy was strongest. That meant places like Ohio, Illinois, and Nebraska, hundreds of miles south of the Arctic Circle, were suddenly possible stages for nature's grandest performance. And in Ohio, the same state where Yellow Tape Stories had just uncovered a case of human tragedy and justice, the sky had its own story to tell. While the courtroom drama of Gerson Fuentes and a 10-year-old child filled headlines, the heavens above Columbus lit up with streaks of green. Two stories, one state, one of darkness and one of light. As the world wrestled with its own kind of chaos, nature was putting on a show that crossed every human line, moral, political, and geographic. The aurora's appearance there wasn't just beautiful, it was poetic. A silent, cosmic counterpoint to the noise below. In Napa and Contra Costa counties, skywatchers reported vivid arcs of green and orange stretching across the horizon. Meteorologist Greg Porter explained that Central Valley had the clearest views that night because San Francisco's fog stayed inland. One amateur photographer posted from Likely Mountain in Modoc County. "We thought it was city lights first, then it moved, and I realized it was the aurora. I live in Northern California, never seen anything like it." Others described the light as eerie, like a slow-moving fire rippling through the night. For some, it was awe. For others, fear. Dr. Vincent Ledvina, aurora photographer and space weather PhD student, wrote, "During a G4 geomagnetic storm, we may see the auroral ovals expand to lower latitudes. Places in the central U.S. may see naked eye auroral displays throughout the night." He explained that each color is tied to altitude. Green and red from oxygen, purple and blue from nitrogen. The deeper the storm, the more vivid and widespread the palette. NOAA's warning that night read, possible widespread voltage control problems. Protective systems may mistrip key grid assets. For scientists, it was a night of data. For the rest of us, a night of wonder. From Washington to Wisconsin, from Maine to Montana, the aurora painted the horizon. In total, Observers reported activity across 21 U.S. states, including rare southern sightings in Iowa, Kansas, and Ohio. People were advised to find dark, open areas away from city light. Let their eyes adjust for 20 minutes. Face north and wait. Even phone cameras picked up pink and green streaks, invisible to the naked eye. In a world of noise and screens, millions suddenly turned their gaze skyward. Quietly together, that same night, while the skies shimmered, lives continued below, in hospitals, in homes, in courtrooms. In Ohio, the same state that had carried the burden of a child suffering, people now stood under a sky that glowed electric green. Two realities, one frame. Justice being sought on earth. A silent display of power above. It's as if the universe whispered. The world is bigger than its tragedies. As the night wore on, the aurora faded. The magnetic storm eased. Daylight crept across the horizon, but the memory lingered. For scientists, it was an unprecedented solar event. For artists and photographers, a masterpiece in motion. For everyone else, it was a reminder that the line between Earth and space, between chaos and calm, is thinner than we think. And maybe that same lesson applies here on the ground, because while the sky above Ohio burned green, somewhere beneath it, a courtroom echoed with the question that never fades. What does justice look like? In the end, the tape says do not cross. But what about the invisible lines between states, between laws, between humanity and the infinite? The aurora didn't wait for permission. It simply appeared. A brief, breathtaking reminder that even in our darkest hours, the universe still shines. This is Yellow Tape Stories. And tonight, we didn't just chase crime. We chase light. If you believe every story, from the crimes that scar our world to the wonders that heal it, deserves to be told, subscribe, turn on notifications, and join us in our next video as we pull back the tape and uncover the truth.